I still get chills thinking about that night. It's almost funny now, but back then it felt like the ground just opened up under me, like something straight out of a bad dream. You can't wake up from, except it was happening right here in my own damn apartment, 728 Maple Avenue, Unit 5C, tucked away in this supposedly quiet suburb outside Atlanta. So picture this. I just got back from 2 brutal weeks in Dallas closing a monster contract, and all I want is to face plant into my own bed, the one with that stupidly expensive cooling gel topper I bought after my last promotion, thinking, hey, maybe life is finally turning around. But nope. I'm fumbling with my keys, dead on my feet, when this voice, sharp, mean, like a rusty knife, cuts right through the hallway. You don't belong here, boy. This is for civilized folk, not trash like you. And I'm just frozen halfway in because suddenly my front door is swinging open and I walk right into a scene that's pure chaos. My living room is wrecked books everywhere, old greasy pizza box on the table, and there she is. This woman I've never seen in my life, looking me up and down like I'm the criminal. She's maybe mid-50s, bleach blonde in a way that screams bad dye job, blowing smoke in my face from a ratty blue robe, eyes squinting at me like she owns the place. My briefcase just drops, heart in my throat. You ever get that feeling like your skin's trying to crawl off your body? Yeah. That. I choke out, who the hell are you? And what are you doing in my place trying to keep my voice steady even though I'm 2 seconds from losing it? She just smirks, blowing smoke rings like she's got all the time in the world and says, I'm your new neighbor Karen Mills, and I got rights here. Folks like you are why this building's gone downhill. I've already reported you to the HOA. Should have seen this coming when they started letting anybody move in. The entitlement is just, man, it's radioactive. But then, from the back of my apartment, I hear this deep snore. My bedroom. I push past her, ignoring her squawking, and there's another woman, older, heavier, same over-bleached hair, sprawled half-naked in my sheets. Drawers pulled out my jewelry box, empty. The place smells like cheap lotion and old cigarettes. This isn't random. My name was in that business magazine last month. Young black exec, first condo, guess who's suddenly a target? These two using HOA connections, power plays, whatever they could to squat, force me out, maybe squeeze me for money, all because they saw me as an easy mark. I'm shaking, angry, violated in a way I can't explain because this place, this little patch of peace I built from nothing, scraping my way through law school working nights, now it's just defiled, overrun by grifters. Turns out, while I was away, they spun some sob story to the building manager, Mr. Heron, about being my long-lost relatives desperate for a key. That's all it took. Wake her up and get out, now. I'm done being polite. I grab my phone thumb, hovering over 911. But Karen, she's already a step ahead. Her face twists up and suddenly she's wailing into her phone, sobbing for all she's worth. Help. Oh God, there's a man. He's broken in. Tall, black, threatening us. My mom's got heart issues. Please come quick. She rattles off my address, spinning this wild story, and I haven't moved an inch, but already I can see where this is going. Her mom, Mildred, I'd learn later, groans awake, looking confused, and Karen just screams, "Stay put, Mama. He's dangerous." The whole thing is theater, and as sirens start wailing closer, I can feel the walls closing in. Suddenly, my world just flips. Cops burst in, guns drawn, young white all business barking for me to get down. I'm wearing a suit, for God's sake, my own briefcase at my feet, but none of that matters. Once Karen starts shrieking, "He stole my wallet, he assaulted my mother." Next thing I know, I'm face down, knee in my back cuffs, snapping tight, neighbors peeking out their doors, all whispering. In 30 seconds, I go from quiet corporate attorney to neighborhood menace. They haul me out, not listening to a word I say. And at the station, everything's a blur, mugshot, fingerprints, shoelaces, yank the works. I'm sitting in a cold cell, head spinning, thinking, how did this even happen? Rage mixes with fear. And there's this awful realization that her tears, her story mean more than my truth ever could not in this system. But then I remember law school, right? I call Lisa Ramirez, my old classmate. Mean as hell in court. Never met a dragon she couldn't slay. She doesn't hesitate. Don't say a word. I'm coming. We're burning this down. That's when the fight back kicks in. Lisa brings in Mike Donovan. This bulldog PI looks like he eats nails for breakfast. Mike digs and finds a gold mine. Karen and Mildred have a rap sheet a mile long running the same scam in 3 states. Find a successful black homeowner con their way in using HOA loopholes. Fake being relatives squat, then call the cops and play the victim if anyone pushes back. It gets crazier. Mike tracks down their estranged sister Sarah living in Orlando, who's happy to spill everything. She tells us how her family targets people like me, stalks profiles, escalates to fake assault claims, and always walks away with a payout. She even hands over emails, old court documents, a blueprint of the whole rotten game. We're building a case now, and right then in the middle of it all, there's a knock at my door. Mrs. Patel from next door, the sweetest woman on earth. She whispers, I heard her yelling before the cops came. She was asking around, casing apartments, asking about single men who travel a lot. It gave me the creeps. You're not the monster here. That moment right there, yeah, that hit different. With her help, we start piecing it all together. 911 call records that don't line up Mildred's psychiatric meds, and even surveillance footage from the building's cameras. Mildred sneaking out after a nasty fight with Karen, both trying to run when Sarah's story goes public. Lisa, being Lisa, takes it to the press. Emily Hayes, the reporter, runs a front-page expose on the squatter queens of Maple Avenue, laying out how race and lies ruin lives. My professional headshot is right there next to their mugshots. The story explodes. My firm, who'd suspended me in a panic, now can't backpedal fast enough as public outrage grows. The prosecutor, this slick wannabe politician, offers a plea deal, misdemeanor, time served, but I stare him down and say, you're prosecuting the victim here and you know it. He folds. Karen finally cracks under the pressure, confesses to the whole scam in court. I'm cleared. Charges dropped with prejudice. Just like that. Fast forward a bit, I'm back in my apartment. Cleaners have scrubbed everything, but it's not the same. So I move things around, buy new art, throw a party with my friends, turn the crime scene into a memory worth keeping. We laugh, spill wine on the floor where they cuffed me, overwrite the horror with something good. Karen gets 7 years for fraud and perjury, her little HOA fiefdom in ashes. Mildred's sent to a care facility. The arresting officer's under investigation, prosecutor demoted. My case ends up sparking reforms for how these things are handled. I even start running a pro bono unit at my firm, helping folks who've been set up or falsely accused, trying to turn these scars into armor for somebody else. But you know what still bugs me? How many times does this happen in quiet little corners where folks like Karen weaponize fear and bias, hiding behind HOAs or jealous neighbor politics, just waiting for a chance to flip the script? You ever seen something like this or felt the system just fail? Makes you wonder, is justice really blind or just pretending not to see when the wrong people get hurt? So tell me, have you ever had a run-in with an HOA tyrant, a jealous neighbor, or just plain injustice? Drop a comment below, share your story, let's talk it out. And if this hit home, you know what to do.